here today. It's really an epic reunion. So I gotta get this thing started. Water. So we are approaching this film franchise, this original film franchise of the Ninja Turtle movies. First three is nearing its 30th anniversary. First click, and then the other two that followed it, 35th. So I need to ask each of you guys here on the panel, if you guys want to quickly just talk about that these films, they kind of like took the nation by storm. When did you guys realize you guys did something bigger than what it maybe initially was planned? Who wants to head out?
Well, you know, it's interesting. Can you hear me? Hello. Hi, everybody. Hi. You know what was kind of interesting is the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movies. It was a project that was turned down by every single major studio. They went to Universal, they went to 20th Century Fox, they went to Warner Brothers, they went to Disney, they went to all the studios, and they said, nah, we're not interested. So there's this small little company called New Line Cinema, and all they were known for was the Nightmare on Elm Street Freddy movies. And they said, we'll take a chance with this little, it's a comic book, and they had just started a year prior this cartoon about these Ninja Turtles. They said, we'll take it on. Well, they took it on. They filmed the movie, and everybody's going to talk about it. But lo and behold, on the first weekend, it was the largest grossing independent film weekend in the history of movies. Whoa! It was the highest grossing, most popular independent film in the history of film, independent film. So, I don't know about you guys, but I just thought I would share that story.
We're actually helping, we were Jim Henson and all of us were just working. Can you guys hear me? We were actually from Undiscovered Realm Comic Con. And we were shooting that at the time. And I was standing by Jim, and he got a little card saying that the movie was going to be the number one movie that weekend. And he was very excited. He took us individually out to talk about the future of what we were going to be doing with him. And he stopped at a red light, and there was a line of kids and parents outside of the movie theater. And we saw it firsthand. The usher had to go down the line and tell the parents that there was no seats. And so the kids were losing their mind at that point. And so we saw it firsthand as far as how the room was amazing, the movie was doing that kind of thing. So that's where we were at with all that.
Oh gosh, I think for me, it was just when I was first handed the script, my agent said, don't pay attention to the title. It's actually a really sweet script. And till the day he died, he called it Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And I sort of got a preview that we might be onto something good even before I started the film, and I've told this story many times, so I'll tell the sort of the abbreviated version. I was shooting a movie with Robin Williams in New York called Cadillac Man, and I had to keep flying like Fridays. I'd rush out of there, I'd hop on a plane, I'd go to North Carolina, do a little pre-production, a little bit of shooting, come back to New York, and Robin one day just went, where are you going? Like, we want to be in this movie? And he was the sweetest, kindest man. And I said, well, actually, I'm doing another film. And he was like, well, what are you doing? And I thought, oh, God, I gotta say it out loud. Because I didn't know Ninja Turtles at all. I didn't know there was a cartoon, I didn't know there were comic books. And I said, I'm doing a movie, it's called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And he said, what? And I said, it's very sweet. It's called Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And he just stopped and went, "They're making a movie of that?" And I said, "Yeah." And he had the very first comment. And he said, "Are you playing April?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he then, from that day forward, would work extra hard to get me out on Friday so I could get on a plane and go to North Carolina. And then when the film premiered at Universal, he flew down from San Francisco with his entire family and was a huge champion. And if you're ever sitting in a panel with Kevin Eastman, ask him his Robin Williams story, because he was a huge, huge fan. But it was, I mean, we just thought we were making this silly movie that who knew, and it exploded very quickly. And the fact that you're all here is just an incredible honor, and I can only speak for myself, but
I'll just make it fast. It's the same. Oh, not true. Minus the Robin Williams.
okay, that is the shortest answer I've ever had.
Well, there's 9 of us.
That's a Robbie record.
My story of when I first saw the movie, I didn't know that it was going to be this big, and I just had heard a lot. I was in LA, and so I thought, well, I'll go to the theater and see it. And I remember there were lines, and I was sitting in the movie theater, and I guess when I realized that it was bigger than I thought was. We were sitting in the theater, and then when the shredder comes walking out, and there's that long shot and the cape and the whole thing, there was like a little kid who was maybe about 6, 7, and he was in the row down from me, and he just stood up and he said, "Shredder." And he was standing there, and I thought, wow, I guess people know about this thing.
I had no idea. Okay. I had no idea I was a ballet dancer and total klutz. And my funniest story, actually, is I'm talking, and Jim Henson's The Puppeteers, brilliant. But I was such a klutz. This is a silly story. Our marks as actors, I kept tripping over them. And then I thought, I am talking to three turtles. There are actors in there. My first acting job, really. And I'm thinking, oh my God, are they being nuts? And then they would have to close little eye holes. I'm like, okay, they can't see me, right? But I had no idea. I did not see the person. I had no idea what I was in for. It was a lot of fun, but really silly. Because I'm a very youthful. And then they wanted to teach me nunchucks. I'm like, oh my God, I'm a ballet dancer.